Sean says this virus is going to be here forever. You know what? I heard there was a interview with what's his face, Microsoft guy. Oh, we're going to talk about Microsoft today. Mr. Bill Gates. Do you realize his last name is Gates and he made Windows available for pre-order? And it's going to be arriving September 10th. Wait, that's less than a month from now. Okay. This is all new news for me. So it's going to be new news for me. I don't know if it's going to be new news for you. Unless you've already read this article, then I'm sorry. But I need to figure out what's going on. So let's go ahead and get into it. This article from The Verge says Microsoft Surface Duo arrives on September 10th for $1,400. What else is $1,400? The S20 Ultra, the Note 20 Ultra, that's $1,300, right? My Huawei P40 Pro was $1,300. This maybe I should have saved my money for this instead. The company has kept the specs relatively secret. How is Microsoft able to keep things a secret, but Google can't, Samsung can't? The device includes two separate 5.6-inch OLED displays with a 4. Oh, wow. That's a different aspect ratio with a 4:3 aspect ratio. And I guess that's true because look at that. This is not your normal 16:9, 19:10, 21:3. I'm just kidding. These new phones are just getting completely like skinny and tall. So this is a 4:3 aspect ratio that connect together to form a 8.1-inch overall workspace with a 3:2 aspect ratio. Can I be the first to say here that those cameras will probably not be any good? I'm guessing they're not going to be great. I wouldn't think that people would be buying this phone for the cameras. Also, it would be pretty absurd to take. Well, I don't know if it would be absurd anymore. People do it all the time. It's always funny when I see somebody trying to take a picture with an iPad because it's just, I don't know. It just, sometimes it seems comical. The basic Surface Duo hardware also consists of a Qualcomm Snap 855. So they're using an outdated Snapdragon series. It's not going to be the 865, so no 5G. It's not going to be the 865 Plus, but this is the Qualcomm 855. This is the Snap 855 that they put in the Pixel 4, in the previous Galaxy S10, so on and so forth. 6 gigs of RAM, up to 256 gigs of storage. You would have thought that they would have at least allowed 512 gigs of storage, especially if somebody wanted to use this as more than just your normal phone kind of stuff. Microsoft is promising, quote, all-day battery life, which means up to 15.5 hours of local video playback, up to 10 days of standby time, and up to 27 hours of talk time. We'll need to fully test the device during our review, but the capacity here does leave a little cause for concern as the device is powering 2 screens and not 1. Yeah, wait, it's a 3,500. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's say 3,600 milliamp hours, and it's going to power 2 screens, and they're promising all-day battery life. I don't buy that. I don't think it's going to actually get those numbers, even though it's not 5G, so it'll save some battery there. What is the Pixel 4? My Pixel 4 has a 2,900 milliamp hour battery, and that has an 855 Snapdragon chipset, and I'm lucky if I get 4.5 hours on that thing. There's no way that this is going to give you, well, no, how are you going to get all day out of 3,577 milliamp hours with two displays? It's probably one of the sexiest devices we've ever built. It does things that single screen devices can't do, period. Like have 2 screens instead of 1. It's nice that you can look at that. What I like about it is the fact that you can obviously do 2 different things on 2 screens, but then they combine together to be like Voltron or the Transformers. But it's nice to see that kind of seamless integration in 2 separate screens here. So any Android app will run on the Duo without modification, thanks to thanks to the choice of two separate displays. Any app has to run, says Panay, and it was obviously important to support everything Android from day one. Developers can also optimize the layouts of their apps to really take advantage of the two displays and span across them. Microsoft has tweaked its own apps like the Office Suite and OneDrive to span the displays. And third parties like Amazon have also done work on the Kindle app to make it feel like you're reading a book by flicking pages across the two screens. What is actually nice about this is why does this look so much more appealing? Why does this look so much more appealing than the Galaxy Fold or other dual screen displays? Is it because it's a bigger display? Is it because it just has a better looking aspect ratio instead of like sandwiching two different phones together? Is that what this is? Is that what I'm thinking? So instead of just having like two iPhones sitting next to each other, this actually feels like, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the display that really gives it that sexiness factor that they're calling it. I don't like when tech people call things sexy because it just seems weird. So I'll give you a play-by-play. There's epic music playing. It sounds like the beginning of some Tom Hanks movie where he's on a boat by himself. Oh, wow. Oh, that's how you would do it on both then. So you just bring it right to the middle. And you can flip it. Well, obviously you can. The music's still playing. This totally would have gotten copyright stricken, or I would have gotten a copyright claim or whatever it's called. Yeah, I mean, it's this is I feel like this is a dual screen done right. This is something that I've talked about with Friday Night Tech Talk, the guys on Friday Night Tech Talk as well. I think this is more of a productivity app this is more of a productivity device. Why am I saying productivity wrong? This is more of a productivity device than a Galaxy. What is the Galaxy called? The Galaxy Z Fold XQY. Did you see that? Did you see that? Wait. Okay, wait a minute. So he's on a what is this? Is this Microsoft Teams? And then he's playing. Man, it should have been Forza. That's not Forza, is it? No, it's not Forza. Can I play Rocket League on this? Am I able to play Xbox games on this? Does anyone know? I guess it might be in the article here. That is pretty awesome. I don't need this. I don't need this, but I want it. Even just seeing that, I'm like, oh, I would totally mess with that. How much is this again? $1,400. I want it. Why does that look so stupid? It's so big. That's what she said. I didn't realize the lack of 5G, but I'm not worried about that. But there is a lack of NFC. So you're not going to be able to take this Duo and go to Walgreens and pay for your, bottle of pop and bag of Doritos. I don't understand why it doesn't. Actually, I thought I had an article that talked about why it doesn't have NFC, or Microsoft made a statement why it doesn't have NFC, and it was something to the likes of we don't have NFC because it's a first gen device, and we were just thinking of the fundamentals or something like that, or the basics or the essentials or whatever they want to call it. But NFC, I feel like, is a primary is not the word, is a basic functionality, I think, when it comes to a device today in 2020. NFC should be a standard on a device. So actually reading that makes me wonder then maybe it's not time to buy one of these. I was looking at this and I'm like, I totally buy it right now just for the fact of playing games on Xbox, but that shouldn't be the reason I should be getting this. That there's a good point here. The lack of NFC, the battery life being 3,500 milliamp hours. I'm going to bring this back again and say what I think here is it's not so much if we need those two screens. I mean, yes, that's obviously a question, but I'm wondering more if they're going to go ahead and start changing that aspect ratio. So we're not just going to have like two, Note 20s sitting next to each other, right? We're going to have an actual like big ass screen that can actually be used for productivity. Because if this was cut in half, if these two were cut in half, then it would just be like whatever the Galaxy Z, I keep forgetting what the hell the name is called on that. The Galaxy XYZ Fold QXR 3000. Andre. Tectonic says if the camera isn't at least as good as Pixels, why bother? It's a good point as well, especially for somebody like me who values a camera. And I still can't imagine pulling that out when I'm trying to take a picture. I feel like I would look ridiculous. Daniel says for $1,400 for a productivity device, you could do a custom built gaming rig and a nice monitor and have some money for a keyboard and mouse. It's also a very good point. For sure. Brian says, don't buy it. Okay, guys, I get it. Don't buy it. I'm not buying it. It's fine. I wasn't going to pre-order it anyway. I don't even have the money if I wanted to. I would have had to charge it on my credit card, and that would have been stupid.